Have you ever noticed you don't just date the same type of men? You relive the same emotional experience, just with a different face. At first, it feels different. Different personality, different story. But then, something shifts. Either he pulls away and your mind starts racing, or he moves closer and you feel a sudden inexplicable urge to pull back. You feel it again, that subtle instability or that familiar wall going up, and somehow you're right back in the same ending. So the real question is, why does this keep happening even when you swear you're choosing differently? Most people answer that question the wrong way. They tell themselves, I just have bad luck. I keep choosing the wrong men. I need higher standards. But what if none of that is actually the problem? What if your relationships are not random at all, but predictable? Not based on who you meet, but on something inside you that quietly decides what feels safe and what feels familiar. This is what psychology calls attachment theory, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here is where this gets uncomfortable, because this pattern doesn't show up everywhere. You can be calm, rational, highly competent. You can lead teams, handle pressure, build a structured life. But then in relationships, everything changes. Suddenly, you're either overanalyzing a text message or you're resenting the fact that he sent one at all. You're either wondering what shifted or you're wondering why intimacy feels like a task on your to-do list that you can't wait to finish. The contradiction, that's not a flaw, that's a system. It usually starts small. For some, he takes a little longer to reply, and your relational radar starts scanning for threats. Did I do something? Is he losing interest? For others, he moves in too fast. He asks for more vulnerability, and your internal fortress starts closing the gates. You suddenly feel smothered, or you find yourself prioritizing your work just to find some breathing room. This is the moment most women miss, because it feels like intuition, but it's not. It's activation. In clinical psychology, we measure this using something called the ECRR framework. It maps your attachment pattern across two dimensions: attachment anxiety and attachment avoidance. Understanding this infrastructure is critical because it dictates every sector of your life: the type of men you're attracted to, the type of partner you actually need, your conflict style, your stress response, your parenting style, and even your sexual function. Every relationship you experience is filtered through this system, not consciously, but automatically. From this system, 4 primary patterns emerge. Anxious attachment. You feel a shift and move closer to restore connection. Avoidant attachment. You feel closeness and pull away to protect your independence. Disorganized attachment. You want closeness, but you don't trust it, so you move toward and away. And finally, secure attachment. You can experience closeness without losing yourself, and distance without losing stability. But here's the truth. You're not choosing men randomly. You're choosing what feels familiar to your nervous system. And honestly, you've felt this before. Not once, not twice, but in patterns. Different men, same emotional cycle. Because what feels like chemistry is often just your nervous system recognizing its old adaptation. And what feels like calm can feel unfamiliar. So you mistake it for a lack of connection or boring energy. But here is the most important part. You're not stuck as one of these forever. You may have a dominant pattern, but patterns can change. With the right partner, the right environment, and the right internal work, you can move towards security. Attachment is not your identity. It is your current operating system, and operating systems can be updated. This is where guessing stops being useful. You don't fix patterns by identifying with them. You fix them by measuring the infrastructure. That's exactly why I built 2 tools for you. The first is the Attachment Theory Audit, a clinical style diagnostic that shows you exactly where you fall. Anxiety versus avoidance. No guessing. The second is the Attachment ROI Framework, which shows you what your pattern is costing you in energy, your sovereignty, and your long-term outcome. Both are in the description. Your past relationships were not random. They were consistent, predictable, structured. Not by fate, just a pattern. And once you understand the system, you stop chasing different outcomes with the same unconscious strategy. You stop asking, why does this keep happening to me? And you start asking, what am I doing that keeps recreating this pattern? Because love is not just about who you meet. It's about the system you bring into the room with you. In our next video, we're going to take a closer look at one of these patterns, the one that feels like intensity, but is actually anxiety. Why you feel calm until he pulls away. Stay tuned.